Had an internet issue there. I'm back. Hopefully everybody's still there. Let me know if you're out there. I apologize. Let me get the comments going one more time. Okay, apparently we had an internet, I don't know what happened, but the internet just went off, and I looked up and the computer, my iPad just went completely blank. So my apologies. All right, I'm going to wait for everybody to come back on and find me. So hopefully you are still out there looking around for me. So I'm going to hide this light again. I'll give it a couple of more minutes for y'all to come on, and then I'm going to go ahead and make the cards, and then you can find this later. So hopefully you're out there. My apologies. I guess the internet had a little kaplooey, I guess, with the wind that we're having. Who knows what caused it? I have no idea. So anyways, my apologies. I'm going to start all over from the beginning. I'm Dawn Duvall. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I've been doing this for 12 years. Not cutting out on you. And what was I going to say? Oh, I live in Fort Myers, Florida, and we're going to do 2 cards and a coffee cup using the Latte Love stamp set and designer paper from Stampin' Up. Hi, Marcia. Apparently we got disconnected. I lost power, or not power, but I lost the internet, so I'm trying to wait for everybody to get back on. So I'm just going back through and introducing myself. Welcome, everybody, in case somebody's watching the replay. My apologies. No, it was my internet, apparently. All of a sudden, my iPad just went kaplooey. So, okay. Excuse me. Pardon me. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to start back over again. And then hopefully those that are looking for me will find me. And I should be on the Facebook page as well. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera down. And let's get started because we are running behind schedule, obviously. I got to find my camera. There we go. Okay, so this is the card that we're making. And this is a card that is a double fold. And it's going to open like that. So if you're just joining, you'll get to see this. And that's what we're going to make. So I just started scoring the cardstock when we lost power. So hopefully this doesn't happen again. All right, so we're using Petal Pink. And it is 4 1/4 by 11 inches, and you're going to score both ends at 2 3/4, so 2.75 on both ends. So, all right, so that's that. All right, now what we're going to do is I went ahead and cut 2 pieces of the, or no, I didn't. I've got to cut them. I need to cut 2 pieces of cardstock. What in the world am I doing? Oh, I didn't cut these. Hang on a minute. I got to get my instructions here. Let me take a breath. Okay, so I need 2 pieces of my DSP at 4 2.5 inches. So let me get my paper trimmer out. I thought I had cut all this stuff, but apparently I didn't. Okay, good. Thank you so much. All right, so we're going to cut our designer paper at, we're going to make 2 of these at 4 inches by 2.5. So this should be, yep, this is cut at 4. So I'm going to cut this at 2.5 inches. Hopefully we got enough in here that I can get 2 out of it. All right, and then this one should be 2.5, and it's a little bit bigger than that. So we're going to start all over again. Marcia, I hope you're doing well. Are you home? Hopefully you're home. Okay. All right, so I've got 2 pieces of the designer paper, 4 inches by 2.5, and I'm going to place those on the front of my cards. So we're going to go ahead and add our adhesive. Boy, that'll throw you for a loop, won't it? All of a sudden you're sitting there talking away and running your mouth, and next thing you know, oops. I said, oh my God, what happened? I thought my computer had froze up on me, actually, because I've been having problems with my my laptop, which has a whole nother issue. But anyway, so hopefully the power doesn't do that again. Ugh, that's frustrating. Okie doke. So we're going to go ahead and attach this on each of the ends, the top and the bottom, and we'll go ahead and add some adhesive on this one. I hate to cover up those pretty little coffee cups, but you know, it is what it is. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and attach that to the top piece as well. And again, these are 2.5 by 4. Yeah, I have to make sure. Okay, now, okay, now we've got a piece that is 2 inches. Let me get my measuring tape out because I'm getting myself, let's see. This is 2¼ This is 2¼ by 5½. I'm going to put that inside the card, and then I'll put a white piece. And this, the back side of this has the dark early espresso coffee beans. But I thought we'd do something a little different paper-wise. You know, we'll use the piece that's not coffee related. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to put this on the inside of the card. And I'm just doing that for decoration. I thought this was a pretty paper here. And it's going to fit right in between the score lines. Actually, I might have it a little bit too long. Let me see. Yeah, I might have to snip that a little bit. All right, give me just 1 second. I cut it a little too long, so I'm just going to snip it on this brown line right here. And hopefully it looks straight. That's what happens when you there we go, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to put that there. And then I am going to add, for the inside, let me find my notes here. The front is 3¼ by 4¼ So this is, all right, so I put a basic white in here that is 3¾ by 5. So I'm going to put that in, and I'm going to put it right off to the side because I really wanted this paper to just show a little bit so it doesn't look so plain Jane, okay? So let's go ahead and add this. And as you can see, I've got my little pencil mark right there with my size of my paper. So, all right, so we're going to lay that right down here. This is 3¾ by 5. And I'm going to get it over to the edge just a little bit so we can see some of that paper. All right. And then, oh, you know what I think I forgot? Oh, well, I'll find it. Okay. Now, the next, yeah, this is still a little tight. Hang on a minute. I'm going to have to trim this down just a little bit more because it's not cooperating. Hang on. My apologies. It's, this is not going to probably look very nice, is it? It's not letting me shut it. So let me see if I can just force it. Hang on a minute. Let's force it down. There we go. And I'll just trim it up later. Okay. All right. That's that. Okay, then the next thing we're going to do is we've got a belly band that's 1 inch, and I just did it by 11, and then I'm just going to add this, and then I'm going to cut it off. And I think I put, let me see what I put on the inside. I think I put a little coffee, yeah, I did. All right, let me, I forgot to grab one of my little coffee cups over to the side, so bear with me 1 second. I'm going to I'm just going to lean over and get it. So I'll have everything so we can get this card done. Good thing we're only doing 2 cards, huh? And a mug. Okay. All right, so we're going to put this little, I just cut out in the Calypso Coral, I cut a little coffee mug out. We're going to just add that to the inside. I did not add, I did not cut the piece that you can do to make it look like it's the coffee inside. I just did the Calypso Coral cup just to give it something on the inside, okay? All right. Whew. Now we're going to fold our belly band around, and then I'll just trim off what we don't need. So we want to keep this, we don't want it tight, so we want to have a little bit of looseness because we want to be able to take this off, right? So I think, only because I'm weird, I'm going to put it like this, and then I'm going to add some adhesive right here, and then I'll trim off what we don't need. All right, so we're going to do this, and I'm going to give it a little bit of play so that we can slide it off. So we have just a little bit, and that should work. And let me let that set for a minute, and then I'll trim that down because that's a little too much. Yeah, that's enough. See how it moves? So we're going to do that. Let me hold it here, and I am going to cut. And this is going to be hidden underneath the next piece. So I'm just going to cut this right here, okay? And that part's going to be hidden. Okay. All right, then the next thing that we need is we're going to do a square, Calypso Coral square, which is 2½. I think it's a 2½ square. Yep, 2½ by 2½. And then we're going to have a piece of that designer paper, which is 2¼ by 2¼ okay? And we're going to attach this to our square. And of course, I'm covering up these little coffee beans. And we're going to place that right on here. Hopefully I can get it straight. All right, and then we are going to, I cut this out of one of the pages, so I'm going to just fussy cut this real quick. Well, it's not going to be quick because I want to be slow about it so I don't wreck up the coffee cup. But anyways, so the paper, which is nice about this paper, is you can just cut out these coffee cups and mugs, so you don't really have to do a lot of stamping. You don't have to do any stamping if you choose not to, right? You can just fussy cut out all these little mugs, and it'll look like you're a pro when you put this thing together, right? So we're going to just go ahead. I'm going to go around, and I could have done this before, but I just didn't want y'all, which I probably should have now if I'd known we were going to get, you know, lose a few minutes by the computer. But anyways, it's okay. It's all right. So I'm just going to trim this right around, and we'll put that in the trash bag. And we're going to add this with a dimensional. No, I'm not. Am I adding that? Hang on, I can't remember what I did. Yes, I'm doing a dimensional. Okay, so I'm going to add this with a dimensional to the front of my my square. So let's put some dimensionals on the back of this. All right, and we'll push those down, pop those off. So I hope y'all are doing well. I think everybody hopefully will be coming back. Hopefully. I don't know if anybody sees me on Facebook yet. I don't see anybody on Facebook, but we'll see what happens. All right, so I'm going to place that right in the center of my square, okay? And then I cut out a little heart, and this is from a retired heart punch. I kind of keep certain of my punches that I like, so this is just a little tiny one. So we're just going to put that in the middle of our coffee pot, okay? All right, so we're going to put that right there. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some ribbon to this. And this is the lemon lolly, which kind of coordinates. And we're going to wrap this around, and I'm going to tie a knot. And then we will add some dimensionals and get our, hang on, I'm looking for my ribbon scissors. I know they're here. Oh, here they are, right in front of me. I think this should be enough. Let's just do it that way. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this around, and we're going to tie a knot, and then I'm going to slide it over to the left side of the card. Let me move this over a little bit. So I have it, and then we will, we'll attach our square. I always get, you know, I don't know what it is. I always have a problem trying to tie knots and hold everything. So I don't know how people do this. So I just have to work my way through it, you know. Let me get these little guys over here out of my way. All right, so I'm going to slide this over, but I want to tighten it up. So give me just a minute. I've got my ribbon in there, so now I can hold it where I want it, I think. I want to get it tight, so bear with me. See, now I make it look like it's a lot of work, don't I? So let's tighten it up some more. I don't know how people do it and use their different fingers and all that to hold stuff together, because I sure in the hell can't do it. I'll be the first to tell you. All right, let's see. Now it's going to go crooked, but that's all right. I'm not going to worry about that. All right, let's see. I just want to get it tight so it's not sliding all over the place. All right, hang on a minute. I'm going to get this. All right, come on. All right, that's what we're going to do. That's good enough. Okay, I'm going to slide this over, and then I'm going to trim our little tails up. And we'll trim them this way. All right, this one, I'll trim this one off a little bit. Okay, I know, I don't know. I guess because I'm rushing now, I feel like I'm holding y'all up. Okay, so I'm going to tighten my bow. It's not a good knot, but it will have to work. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, and make sure he's on there. All right, so I'm going to take my dimensionals, and I'm going to place them. Let me move my bow over a little bit more, because I want to make sure my square, I think that'll work. Okay, so I'm going to use my dimensionals for two things. One, to hold the ribbon down, and two, to hold my little block down. So I'm going to put dimensionals at the top and the bottom of the ribbon, and this is where we're going to place my 2.5-inch square. That's going to hold it in place, and then we'll put one right in the center here. Okay, so then we'll peel these guys off. Whoops. And then we'll attach the top part. Oh, I have to put another piece underneath this before well, no, I can do that because I'm going to do that. All right, so whoopsie. So I'm going to go ahead and add this right about there. So I think that should be good. So we're going to place that right there, okay? So far, so good. And our little guy is going to slide off. All right, now we're going to take this 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 piece of basic white, and we're going to stamp it with our sentiment, and I'm going to be using the Hello There, and we're going to use our Calypso Coral. All right. Hopefully we're on Facebook, because I don't see anybody on Facebook now, but I guess they'll come back if they want to. All right, we're going to stamp this at the bottom of our page. All right, so I'm going to place it right about here. All right, and then we're going to add some adhesive. Let me put this over there out of the way. I'm going to add some adhesive to the top of this, and we're going to slide this down so we have a place where our message will go. And I'm going to slide it in here, and I need to pull my belly band up a little bit. I should have probably put that down a little bit lower. You know what? Let me flip this. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to get my eraser. Hang on a minute. Let me find my eraser, because I'm going to erase. Oh, here it is right here. I'm going to flip that over. I've got it a little bit too high. So let me just take off my markings so you can't see that. Okay. All right, let's do that again. Let's try one more time, and I'll stamp it a little bit lower. Oops, I still see some. Hang on a minute. There we go. All right, let's try that one more time. I got it a little bit too high. So let's stamp, let's put it, but you know what? When they pull this out, they're going to see that. Yeah, hang on. I'm going to have to cut me another piece. It's 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Let me just cut this real quick. I just realized that I can't really use that because when somebody pulls it out, they're going to see my stuff on the back side. So we want 3 1/4. So let me just cut this real quick. 3 1/4. Sorry about that, you guys. 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. This will work. This'll work. Okay, 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Let's put that over there. Now we'll stamp it. Let's try that again. Where's my ink? Okay, I've got it inked up. Hopefully it's going to work. Let me ink it again because it looks like it's, hang on. Tell you what. Nothing. Okay, there we go. All right, let's do a little bit lower to the bottom. I think that'll work now. There we go. Okay, now we can do that. So I'm gonna slide it down, and then we'll have our message will be underneath, right like that. So I'm gonna add some adhesive. Actually, I think I'm gonna do my seal only because the last time I did this, when I did it on that other card, I got Tombow on the card itself. So, all right, so I'm gonna slide this down in here, and I'm gonna get it, I got my fingers holding where the glue is, so I can get it positioned where I want it. Get my belly band to get up there so we know where we're gonna place this thing. And I've got it, okay, so we're gonna go about like, probably about like that, and I'll adjust the belly band. I think that looks pretty even. So I'm gonna place this right about there, and then our belly band goes right about like that. So there's the card. Isn't that cute? What do you think about that one? I didn't get a Facebook notice, sorry. Well, I guess that's why they're probably not there. I should be on Facebook. Can you check and see if I'm on the, oh wait, somebody's here. Facebook is live again. Oh, thank goodness. Was it Facebook? I wasn't sure if I lost power or what it was. I mean, the internet. All right, I'm going to decorate the envelope because we have this beautiful paper. What am I doing? See, I'm all discombobulated. All right, we're going to decorate our envelope, and then I'm going to open the card and show it to you, the finished look. Oh, my goodness. Welcome, Facebook people. I'm not sure what happened. If it was Facebook, I thought our internet went out or something. All of a sudden, it just went kaplooey. So I'm glad you're back. We're just finishing up the first card, but I'm going to show it to you in just a second, and then we'll work through it. So I am going to decorate the envelope since we have paper and we need to use it, right? So I'm going to place this piece on here. I usually cut these about 2 3/8, which is 1 mark over the 2.25. So I'm just going to cut this out, and then we'll have a nice decorated envelope so that when you send this, let me turn my card this way. Then when you send it to the recipient, they're going to be going, oh my gosh, look at that beautiful envelope. And then they see the card and they're going to go, oh, look at that beautiful card. Right? That's how they're going to sound. All right, so there's our envelope. All right, so now here's the card. So we're going to slide off. We're going to slide off our belly band. And if for those on Facebook that just joined, I cut. I'll start back at the beginning. I got. You score the cardstock at 2 3/4 on both ends, 4 1/4 by 11, and then your designer paper is 4 by 2.5 inches, 4 by 2.5, and then I put a piece that's 2 1/4 by 5.5. You might want to go slightly under 5.5 of designer paper, and then a piece of basic white here. I just added one of the little cups. And then this is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. The belly band is 1 inch, and I just wrapped it around and then trimmed it down. I tied the lemon lolly ribbon around it, and then I put the dimensionals on the belly band and then attached the card to that. So, hi there, welcome. I'm not sure what happened, but we're back. I think that's Linda. Okay, so that's the first card. And if you want, you'll have to come back and watch the replay, but I just went over it real quick for you. And then the belly band, now, as I was saying, you could always put a gift card in here if you want, because you've got the belly band that's holding this together. So then you slide that down, you've got your sentiment right there, and you've got a coordinating card. So isn't that cute? And that one's very easy to do. All right, so we're going to move those out of the way. And then we're going to come in with our second card. And this is another fun fold. I haven't seen one done like this before, but I thought it was cute, so y'all get to see it too. All right, so it's going to open like this. I've seen that, but this is cut at a diagonal. Isn't that neat? Oh, we'll watch what I missed. Okay. All right, so this is the next card. So again, this one is a cut on the diagonal. All right, so this is a really easy card. So I'm going to set that right here too, so y'all can see that. Now this one we're going to do in Lost Lagoon. Let me pull all my pieces out, and we're going to do our envelope. I think that's what that's for. I have to remember. So, okay. So we've got on this one, let me put all my pieces off to the side. All right, so this is 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score it at 4 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and score it. See, I'm trying to be a good girl and do everything that y'all need to see. All right, so we're scoring at 4 1/4. All right, and we'll bring that back in just a minute. Okay, so we're going to do that. Now, oops, I need that paper trimmer. I don't know why I did that. All right, so let's get this burnished. I'm going to make sure it's all lined up. Okay. Now my nose is itching. All right. The first thing we need to do is we need to cut our cardstock. So we're going to cut our cardstock at a diagonal. So you want to put the seam, your score line, the middle part of your card, in the track of the trimmer, and then slide over your point, or whichever you got to do. You want your bottom in here at the point, right? Right there. I'll move it up just a little bit. So we've got that there. I'm going to hold it, and then I'm going to shift my 4 1/4 score mark. I'm going to put that right there, and then we're going to cut this on a diagonal. Now, normally what I do when I am going at a diagonal, I'm going to put my blade right inside the paper, right about here, just so it doesn't, you know, if you come in off the paper, sometimes it grabs it and gives it a pull. So I'm just going to pull it down, go up, and then come straight down, and then I cut that off, okay? So that's what we're going to do. This piece you can save and use it for something else, or use it as a scrap piece. All right, and then we've got a piece of 4 by 5 1/4, right? Because that would have been what we would have put on the front of our card. Now this one, we're going to do the same thing. Now don't do what I did. You want to keep the same diagonal, right? So we want the top corner in the track and the bottom corner. Now yesterday I thought, well, I'm just going to trim it this way, and then I realized I had to use the back side of the paper, so it didn't work. So the top left goes at the top left corner, and then we're going to get this one in the bottom of the trimmer and make sure they're lined up. Sometimes you got to do just a little tweaking. And I'm going to do the same thing on the paper. I'm going to put my blade there, and I'm going to pull back and then cut. And now I have 2 diagonal pieces that we're going to use for this card. All right, and then since I've got the trimmer here, I'm going to go ahead. This is the piece for the inside of our card, and this one is 3 inches by 8 1/4. So that means we need to score this at 4, because it's 8 1/4. So we need to do 4 1/8. So that will be the 4, and then go over 2 little lines, and that's your 8th mark. So we'll just go ahead and give that a good score right there, okay, while I have this out. Excuse me. Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to now take our designer paper, and we're going to add this to our diagonal, right like that. My nose has decided to itch. Don't you love that? So I love this card. It's such an easy card to make, and Lost Lagoon is one of my favorite colors. And I saw one of the new colors. If you're a green person, Shy Shamrock. Oh, that's a really pretty color. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down here. Now, because it's 4 by 5 1/4, it's going to have a little bit of a border, right? So we cut it just like we would. We're going to have a little bit of a border going all the way around. So that's going to go right like that. And then this piece, we're going to put right here. We're going to put it over here. Now, you could add something if you want down here. I'm not going to worry about it because this is going to take up, you might have a little bit of a space down here. If you want to add paper there, you can, but I'm not going to sweat over that. So we're going to go ahead and add this piece, and we're going to put that on the inside of our card base. We're going to see Mrs. Doubtfire tomorrow night at the Barbara Mann here in Fort Myers, so that should be fun. Okay, so I'm going to give it a little bit of a border, and since I'm using my Tombow, it gives me time to kind of shift it around a little bit. And we'll just do a little bit of shifting. All right, so that's going to go right there, okay? So that's how it's going to look. Now we're going to take our inside piece, and we're going to fold that in half since we've already scored it. And I am going to lay this down and give it a good burnish because it doesn't act like it wants to cooperate. And then we are going to take 2 pieces of basic white, and these are 2 3/4 by 4. So I think that's a little, I'm going to trim this. It's 2 3/4 by 4, but it doesn't give you a lot. So I'm going to do it, I'm just going to shave it off a little bit because it's still hanging over and I don't like that. So let's cut it down. Instead of 4 inches, let's just drop it down 1 little notch so it'll be 3 7/8. So I'm just going to trim that off, and I think that should be plenty. Let's just double check. Where's my little cardstock? What did I do with them? Oh, he's down here. Because I did that on the first card, and it was like way too long. Okay, I think that's much better. So let's go ahead, and we're going to do the same thing on this one, because I don't want it hanging over the edge. So we'll just cut a 1/16 of an inch off, okay? So make that, what did I say? Let's see. Yeah, make it 2 5/8. 2 5/8 by 4. That way you don't have a piece that's hanging off, okay? All right, so we're gonna take, and we're gonna add this to the inside of our card. So we're going to put the one piece on the inside. So let's do that. And then while I'm working on the inside, let me put some glue in there. All right, so since I'm working on the inside, let's go ahead and we'll decorate the inside while we got it open. And then I just took a little strip. It's like a 1/2 inch, or it's a 1/4. No, this isn't 1/2 inch. I just took a 1/2 inch of the designer paper, and I'm going to add that just to give it a little, I'm just going to snip this since I trimmed that off. And I'm going to put this down just to give a little bit of decoration to the inside so it doesn't look like it's plain Jane. And we're just going to put that on the left side. And then that way it kind of dresses up the end. Oh, I guess I didn't have to cut that off. Oh well, we'll just leave it like it's supposed to, like that. Okay, so that's the inside. Now this piece here, we're going to do some decorating. So I'm going to do that before I attach this. So let's move all this out of the way. And I have a coffee cup that I cut out. But what I want to do is I'm going to stamp a coffee cup using the, let me see, I'm using my Memento Black ink. And then I'm going to color it with Lost Lagoon, but I'm going to highlight it with the Pretty and Peacock blends. So let me go ahead and get my coffee mug, and I'm going to ink this up. Oh, shoot, Ski. Hang on a minute. I got to clean this. Not thinking. I got to do it in black first. Here I'm already putting the Lost Lagoon on it. All right, so we're going to ink this up in black. I want to make sure I get all these little lines to show because that's important. All right, so I think that's good. So let's put this away. All right, so I'm going to stamp this a little up a little bit because I don't want it to get in the way. So I think that'll be good. I think I'll have enough room. I'll bring it down a little bit because we got to get our, okay, so we're going to put that there. All right, perfect. All right, now I'm going to take my blends and we're going to do some blending. I'm going to take my, I'm going to do the dark Lost Lagoon, and I'm going to outline, but then I'm going to come back with the Pretty Peacock. So I'm just going to go around and outline the cup down the edges. And I'm just trying to go like on the inside. And I'm going to do down here because that's going to be the darker part. So I'm just going to take the dark and come around, but I'm going to come back with the peacock. So don't ask me why, but that's what I'm going to do. All right, I know it doesn't make sense. Why are you putting the Lost Lagoon if you're going to do it with peacock? Because. All right, so we're going to do that. And then we'll come down, and then I think the peacock just gives it a little bit more definition. So, and I probably could have done that with the, we'll see. All right, so this is the dark Lost Lagoon, and then we'll come back with our light, and we're going to go ahead and color this in. And I'm using the fat tip because it's easier to when you're doing large spaces. So I'm going to come down here. You just want to be careful because you know it will blend. So you want to try to keep away from the edges so you don't have ink that might bleed off. Okay. And that might look okay with the dark, actually. And we'll just do the inside. Oops. Oh, I got my little thingy. I'm not going to color that. Well, I am going to color around the inside just to make sure, just in case, because I've got a brown thing that's going to be the coffee. All right, so I'm going to put that away. Let me locate my little coffee thing. Hang on a second. Where's my stamp? Dude, I have a bunch of those in here. I cut a whole bunch of these. These are the coffee things. Let me show you. You just put a little glue on them, and then it makes it look like it's the coffee inside the cup. So that's what we're going to do. So let me get this little piece here, if I can get my fingers on it. And we're going to glue that down. Probably should be using my tweezers, huh? All right, so we're going to put him right about there. So that gives you your brown coffee look. Okay. And then, all right, so let me come in. I'm going to come in with the Pretty Peacock, and this is the dark because I kind of like the, I kind of like it the way it's kind of distinct. So I'm going to just go back around these edges a little bit with the Peacock dark and just kind of do some highlighting. I just think it helps accent the card. And we'll do some of those, and then we'll come down with these lines. I want to try to do it where the lines don't keep my hands steady. I can't talk and draw lines. And then I'm going to come in here. All right. Okay, I like that. And then I'm going to come back with the a little bit of the light just to blend so it doesn't look, I got the dark, hang on. I just want to just lightly blend near it so it, you know, I don't want it to, let's see, it might not have to do that. So let's see. We'll come over here. I got some white here anyways. I think that's fine. We'll come in and do a little bit more. I think I want my cup a little bit darker. Yeah. I think that peacock really makes a difference. And we can leave a little bit of lighting showing through, which is not a big deal. And I'm just going to come right here around the edge of my cup. Okay. All right, there's our coffee cup. Okay, now we're going to put our little steamer thing in there. So we've got to, and then I've got to do my little, all right, my little beans. So I'm going to put that right there. So I'm going to do my little steamer thing. I'm just going to stamp it right on there in basic black ink. Hey there from Tennessee. Sorry we had lost connections. I'm not sure if you were there or not, but we're back and rolling right along. And let me see. All right, so we're going to stamp our little steamer thing. And we're going to stamp that right. Let me get some ink on here. We're going to stamp that right about here. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to attach this guy here. We're going to pop him up with a dimensional. And then I'm going to stamp some coffee beans around the outside of, around the card. And then actually, I think what I'll do, let me put another dimensional in here. I think I'm going to stamp the sentiment next, and then I'll do my coffee beans. That way, I know exactly where everybody's going. This is such an easy card. All right, so I'm going to lay this down here just a little bit off to the side, and just down a little bit. So we've got, you know, it looks like hot chocolate or whatever, and then our coffee. And then I'm going to take my little piece here, and let me take this off, and we're going to add a coffee bean. Oh, you know what? Let me do my sentiment first, because that way I can stamp that one. Hold on. All right, so we're going to use pecan pie, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment and get it on here straight. Of you're the best part of my day. You're the best part of my day. Who was that? He used to sing something like that. You're the best part of something. I can't remember which coffee that was. And I think we'll put that right. I think I'm gonna, do I want to angle it? I think I'm gonna angle it. I'm gonna put it about like that. Okay. All right, now, oops, I need that open. All right, now we can do our coffee beans, now that I know where everybody's laying. So I'm just gonna randomly stamp some coffee beans. And we'll try to put them like in groups of 3. It's usually in some off the side is what they recommend. You don't want to have too many. I think we need one right about here. Let me clean this. I push, you know, you forget when you have a little tiny stamp that all you have to do is lay it there and it grabs the ink, right? So we'll put one here. And then we're going to put a little one right there. We're just going to surround it with coffee beans. And let's put one down here. Put some up here. Put one right there. And I don't know if I want to put one there or not. I'm going to put one right there. I'm going to leave that open since it's got the steam coming out. Okay, so that's the top of the card. If you're just joining, this is the card that we're making. It's a fun fold. We cut the front as a diagonal. It's really easy to make, and then this goes on the front of the card. So this is our inside piece, and this is, I'll give you the measurements. This piece here is, and if you're late, you can come back and watch it. This is 3 by 8 1/4, and I scored it at 4 1/8. And now we're going to add this piece to the front of our card, and we're just going to put this on here with our Tombow. And you can find this stuff in my online store. And I'll have the link. It should be below. I think I put that in there when I restarted this thing. But I'll check it in the morning. Because when I leave here and go home, I'm not going to feel like doing anything. So, hey, Shirley. My favorite color is Lost Lagoon. I'm telling you, one of the new colors you'll probably like. If you like this color, you're going to love one of the new in colors. Ooh, I'm so excited. Okay, so the front of our card, we just cut it at a diagonal from the score line all the way down, and we did the same thing with our designer paper, which was 4 by 5 1/4. So it really is an easy card. And then now all we have to do is attach this guy. So I'm going to lay him in here and figure out where I want him to place him. And I think I'm going to move it over so it's a little bit more centered. So I think I'm going to do about like that. All right, so I'm going to take and add my adhesive to the back of the card. Okay, now don't go anywhere because we're going to make a coffee mug next. You guys are going to die when you see it. Okay, so I'm going to set this here, and then let me, I'm going to hold it. Wait, hang on a minute. I'm trying to do this without getting glue all over everywhere because I really want to gauge it where I want this card to go. The front of the card. Okay, so I think that probably I'm going to come up just a little bit. I think that looks good right about there. I got my card closed. All right, so we're going to press down. I'm going to open it up and then press down on this one. Now you could put something here if you wanted. I'm leaving it. I'm just going to leave it like that. All right, and then that's our card. Isn't that cute? So we've got the card, and you open it up, and then we put a little piece right here to decorate. And then the last thing, we're going to start using our designer paper, you guys. I said that last year, and I didn't do it. We're going to start decorating our envelopes, so just keep that in mind. This is 2 3/8, 2 3/8, if I'm not mistaken. You can do 2 1/2, but it's kind of wasteful. Yeah, it's 2 3/8. And I just cut it long enough so it goes across the envelope. Hang on, let me put my strip down here. I have these new lights, and I'm not complaining. I like them, but now they're so bright, I can't see my stuff that I'm working on. So I don't know if that's good or bad. All right, I need to, let me put this strip here. I need to come back and get a little bit closer to my line here because my designer paper won't stick. All right, there we go. All right, so we're going to add this. Do not get on there and rip. Hold on. There we go. Whew, caught it just in time. All right, so we're going to lay that butted up to the to the fold line. I think that's good. All right, I think that's good. All right, so we're going to put that there. So again, we could have put the coffee on there too. Oh, look at that. I got somewhere I had brown ink, pecan ink on my envelope. Oh, well. Oh, it's not going to be seen because the envelope's going to, the flap's going to hold it down. All right, so we're going to just trim this off real quick, and then we'll get to our coffee mug. All right, and let's get that there. And if you you're not working with a demonstrator, I said this earlier, but if you, obviously some of you might not have been here. If you're not working with a demonstrator and you would like a catalog, you can message me, email me, I don't care, text me, however you want to reach out to me. And give me your name, address, phone number, and email, and I will add you to the list for the catalogs. And as soon as I get those, they will go out in the mail probably mid to late April, probably this third week of April. All right, so there's that card. What do you think about that one? Isn't that cute? And it's so easy, and it's just a cute little card. If you want to put a full sheet down here, you could do that and then save this other corner for another card. That's up to you. Either way is fine. All right, so there's that card. All right, so we're going to put him off to the side with the other ones. All right, now we're going to make our, let me move some of the stuff out of the way. Oh, wait a minute, did I forget? No, I didn't. Okay, I'm looking at my supplies on my desk. I'm thinking, what in the world? I don't think oh yeah, I do need the ink. Okay, all right, this is what we're going to make. I got this from Rhonda Wade. I did find a lady that I said earlier who I'm going to buy her tutorial, and she made a little Keurig coffee pot with a cup that you can fill with treats. But this one, And I'll get that and I'll make that and show y'all. But this is a cute little cup, but it's a little box. So you can put little treats in here and give it to somebody. Whatever you want to put in there. You can put some chapstick or whatever. But isn't this the cutest? Isn't that precious? Oh my God, I love it. Okay, it's not that hard to make either. All right, so you do need to have, and these are carrying over, you do need to have the Countryside Corner dies, because that's what we're using to make this coffee mug. And this is also what the lady used. I think it's the same lady that made the mug that I saw that made the coffee pot. She uses these as well for the Keurig, the little Keurig coffee. It is the precious. It's so daggone cute. You'll just. Okay, so here we go. I've already got all this stuff pre-cut because I knew that might be a problem. Okay, so on the cup, you're gonna start with. Let me get my little pieces out here. So I got all sorts of different little pieces. All right, you want to take the second largest die. So when I say second largest, it's going to be this one right here, the second one in, okay? And then you're going to cut 2 out of your cardstock and 1 out of your designer paper, okay? So you need 2 of your cardstock, 1 out of your paper. Now for the handle, and I'll show you how we're going to do this. For the handle, you want to use from the inside out. You want this one, and then the third one. So you want, this would be 1, 2, 3. So you want 1 and 3. And that's going to cut out to get your handle. Now this one, it slipped a little bit, but it's a little off, but we're going to cut this. So hopefully you won't notice that. All right. Okay. So the first thing that we are going to do, oh, wait, I'm missing a piece of paper. Hold on. Where's my paper? Hold up. I'm missing a piece of paper. Hang on a minute. Oh my gosh, where's my paper? Where's my paper? I know I cut, oh Lord. Hang on a minute. I got a piece right here. We're going to use this. It's going to be 4 by, let me see. I got to cut my piece of paper. I forgot to do that. 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. Well, that's not going to work because I scored that. Hang on. Let me grab a sheet. Sorry. I thought I already cut this. Oh my goodness. Hang on a minute. Let me grab a sheet. I thought I already cut this and scored it. Good Lord. Losing my mind. Okay. I don't know what I was thinking. All right. Let me move this out of the way for just a moment. We got to get our piece cut. So we need 4 1/4. So we know how to do that. If I hadn't scored the other one the wrong way, we could have used that one. All right. So we're going to cut this at 4 1/4. Well, we need this paper trimmer anyway. So 4 1/4. Sorry, you guys. And then we're going to cut this at 6 1/4. So 4 1/4 and 6 1/4. Actually, if you're using the paper trimmer from Stampin' Up, this is 6, and then we're going to go to this is an 1/8, and 6 1/4 is right where that crease is. So I'm going to play it right there because there's 6 1/2 right there. So there's my last line. So we're going to make that 6 1/4. So this is the piece we need. Now we're going to do some scoring. So we're going to score on the long side at 1 inch. Okay, so we're going to score 1 inch. I'm going to go over to the right because I've got that 1 inch side right there. And we're going to score that. Let me make sure I've got it butted up to the top. All right, so we're going to score. And then we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So we're going to turn this one around. Actually, that piece is dirty. So, well, that's all right. We're going to score this one at 1. Let's get that in there. And then we're going to score that. And then we're going to turn it. And we're going to score at 2 5/8 on both sides. So 2 5/8. So we're going to go 2, 2 1/2, and then 2 5/8 is right there. So we're going to score that. Hang on, I'm reading my notes. And 2 5/8 on the short sides, yes. So 2 5/8. So we got 2 1/2, 2 5/8. All right, so we're going to, whoops, we don't want to cut that. We're going to score there. And then we're going to turn it. And we're going to score at 2 5/8 again. So 2 1/2 and 2 5/8 right there. All right. Okay. All right, now we can fold our stuff. All right, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to cut these corners out right here. We're going to leave them, but I'm just going to cut up the flaps. And you may want to do a little, I don't know if we're going to need, let me get, it helps if I get it cut to the score line, doesn't it? All right, we got that. I don't know if we're going to need to, but I think I'm just going to cut a little angle because this is going to fold in. So let's just make sure. We don't want anything to get in the way. If I know how to do it. This is not my, it's not my greatest thing that I know how to do, sorry. I'm just going to trim off just a little smidge. And then we're going to come over here and do the same thing. And then we're going to fold. I think I'm just going to go ahead and cut it right. There we go. That's how we can do it without making a mess. And do the other side. Hang on a minute. Cut this one. And then these are going to go inside the box. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Just a little tiny trim. And it's really not going to matter if it's not straight because no one's going to see it. Okay? All right. So we're going to fold up all our lines, our score lines. And I could have folded this first before I cut it, but that's all right. There's a little spot right there, but no one's going to see that. It's going to be the inside of the card. All right, so we're going to fold these in, and then I'll get my bone folder. And we're going to fold and burnish, burnish. Okay. All right, now all we're going to do is we're going to add some adhesive to the inside here, and we're going to fold it, or to the outside. And we're going to fold that, and then this little tabs are going to go in like that, okay? So we're going to add adhesive to this little guy because we want him, and I'm going to use my, I think I'm going to use my glue. We'll do some glue here. Probably should use the seal. Or, yeah, probably should, but that's all right. And then I'm going to put some, let me put this down there. Here I'm going to, actually, I think I am going to do, let me do the seal. It'll be fine. It'll hold it. So we're going to just come down and we're going to put this together. All right, so this is going to fold up, and that's going to go in here. And we're going to we're going to make sure we get that all the way down so it's flat. All right, got that like that. And then the inside piece, I will go back and push down on those. And then this one, we're going to do the same thing. I probably should have put some glue on it first, but that's all right. I always have to make things difficult. So we'll just add a little bit of glue here, no big deal. And then we're gonna, let's see, which one did I wanna make sure they're going the same direction. Okay, so this one, we're gonna fold this one in, and then this one, we're gonna put the adhesive on. I wanna keep them all the same, right? All right, so we're gonna get that. And then fold that up here like that, and make sure it's straight and even. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to just push down on that. Now I'm going to just push down on the inside. If you can see, let me see if you can, whoops, I'm turning it the wrong way. I'm going to use my bone folder to push that little tab down. And then I'm going to just go on both sides and make sure it's all nice and tight. All right, so there's our box, okay? Okay, now the next thing we're going to do, I need this daggone trimmer. I keep forgetting I have to cut a lot of stuff here. So hang on a minute. Hold on, I'm trying to move my little pieces out of the way. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, hang on, let me get my pieces. All right, these are going to be the outside pieces. So these we need to cut. These we're going to cut at 1.5 each. So let's see, 1.5. All right, so all three of these we're going to cut at 1.5. So the trimmer goes to 1.5 right here, right? So I'm just going to put it all the way to the end of the trimmer right here, and we're going to cut that off. Okay, that's, you can toss that, you don't need it, or keep it for a scrap. We're going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to get it marked right there on the edge, and we're going to cut that one. Now these we're going to attach to the box, and then, bear with me, we're going to do the same thing for our designer paper. Now, this is the back side, but I like this side, so that's what we're going to use for the front. So I'm going to get that right to the edge again, and this one we're going to cut as well, okay? So these little three pieces I'm going to save, because these are good if you need to make little small cuts of something, right? Okay, is that all I need to cut? Oh, let me cut one more thing, and then we'll put it together. All right, and on this piece, which is our handle, I'm going to take, and we're going to cut this down. Hang on a minute, I gotta read my notes. We're gonna cut this one at 2.5 inches. So I'm going to turn it this way because that's the part that's kind of not right. I mean, it's lopsided. So we're going to cut it at 2.5 inches. So I'm going to cut this down at 2.5. All right, I need a second. I want to make sure before I cut. Okay, we're going to cut that off. Yeah, this will work. Why am I having a hard time? Okay, that's going to go in the trash. Now we're going to come up here and we're going to move this over to the 1 inch and we're going to score this. Let me get my scoring blade up there. All right, so 1 inch, you want to line it up to 1 and we're going to score. And these are going to be this is going to be our handle right here, okay? So this is going to be our handle, all right? Okay. Are you with me so far? The box is pretty easy to make, okay? It's like it's 2 inches by 2.5 is the box. All right, so we're going to take our pieces and I'm going to add, you can add designer paper to the back. I'm only going to put it on the front piece. I mean, if you want to, you can. I'm just going to put it on the one. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to one of my pieces, and then we're going to add this to our box. So let's put that on here. Let me get my thing here so I don't get glue all over everywhere. All right, so this should line right up because they're the same size, right? So we're just going to put that right there and put that down, slide it over. All right, so far so good. Okay, all right, now we're going to take our box and we're going to add some adhesive. Now this is going to go, the cut angled part right here is going to be at the top of the box. So you just want to lay it down and center where you want it to go. So if you look at your box, I'm going to hold it up for just a second. If I look at my box, I can get just where, and I want it to be even at the bottom, right? So these corners are going to be right there. You're not going to, you might see them a little bit, but not much. So I know that my glue, I need to go like right here, all the way down and over here. So I'm going to put my adhesive right there. And then I'm going to lay this down. This is the top. I'm going to make the top line up. It should line up the bottom. Let me make my bottom. Hang on a minute. And then I'll just shift him around. All right, so I think that should be good. All right, hang on a minute. All right, so we're going to put that, and I'm going to squeeze that one. I've got it coming down. I just need to move it down just a little bit so it's at the bottom of my box, okay? All right, so there's that one. Now, you be careful not to go all the way up to this part here with your glue because you don't need that there. I'll wipe it off and put some baby powder on it or some talcum powder so it's not sticky. So just don't do what I just did, okay? All right, now we're going to do the back side. So I know I can go, I'm going to just go like right there. So I know I can come in like this and add some adhesive. And that's going to hold my box together. So we're going to flip it over. And I'm going to put this right about, and you can stand it up if it's easier. Let's do that. Might be easier to stand it up. Let's turn it around because we want to make sure our front and backs are even, right? So I'm going to lay him here. And I think that's about, looks pretty good. All right, so we've got him. He's a little bit long, so I need to push him back. So just give me a second. Just want to make it, because you want it to stand up, right? All right, there we go. So I'm just going to push on that. Make sure it dries. All right, and there's our little, so far so good. That's our cup, right? So what do you think about that, right? Okay, now, these are, I scored these at 1.5, right? This is 1.5 inches. So we're going to add some adhesive on this, and that's going to make our handle. Look at that. Isn't that the precious thing? Isn't that so cute? All right, so let's put some adhesive. I'm going to put these on here. All right, so all you have to do is we're just going to lay it, oh, shoot. Let me turn it. I had it going wrong direction. Now, if your person's a lefty, you can put it on the left side, but I'm a righty, so I'm putting it on the right-hand side. So you just lay it in here, and they'll lay flat once you get them in. Well, they should lay flat. All right, so I'm going to get my mug where I want the handle. I'm going to slide it up just a little bit, I think. I'm going to move up this a little bit. All right, and we're just going to push that down on there. There's your handle. Isn't that cute? Look at that. Okay, so far so good. Isn't that the cutest daggone thing? All right, Now we're just going to do some decorating, and I am going to, I wanted to put something up here. I didn't have any scallops, so I took this is the snow from the horse and sleigh, but you know what, I don't think it's going to make a difference, so I'm going to put it on here, then I'm going to trim it off. But I wanted to have something, if you've got a scallop or something that's pretty that you want to put on there, just to give it some kind of a decoration. So I'm going to lay that on the front and place that down. I don't have, I guess all the scallop stuff we had, you know, I've gotten rid of it, so I'm just going to lay this down here where I think it looks good. I'm going to let it sit for a second, and that's the part that I have my, I got the glue. Let me get it up even so we don't see the top part. And hang on one second. See, I keep touching the glue on the inside. I need to take care of that. Let me get this up so we don't see the top part. All right, that's good. So let's, I keep pushing it down. All right, so let's, let me turn it over. I'm going to push it on here. All right. And then I'm just going to cut these little edges off, right? So I'm just going to trim them right to the corners. Hang on. I know we're going over time, but we're almost done. But thank you guys for your patience. I really appreciate that. Okay. All right, so there's that. And then I took one of the deckled circles, and I think it's the... I want to say it's the second or third size one. I can't remember. But just any kind of a circle or any kind of a rectangle, circle decoration is fine. Whatever you want to use. All right, now we're going to use the, I guess I'm using the same stamp set, You're the Best Part of My Day. I'll just use that one again. And we're going to use our pecan pie, and I've got the pecan pie there. So I am going to use the 1.5 inch circle punch, which I know is retired. I never get rid of my circle punches. I keep those. I got rid of my squares a couple years ago. I'm not sure why I did that. I have an Etsy store, so I put all my retired stuff on the Etsy store if I don't do like a BOGO or something like that. But I sold my squares, and now I could kick myself in the butt for doing that, but whatever. Okay, so we're going to cut this out. And I am going to get this centered in here. I think that looks good. So we're just going to pop that out. And then we're going to attach this with our adhesive. All right. Almost done. All right, so we're going to lay that on here. And, you know, it's a circle. All right, so we got the circle there. And then we're going to add a little, and again, this is I'm using some retired stuff, and I apologize. This is a little heart, and it's a retired punch as well. I just thought I'd put that on here. And we're going to put that, if I can get a hold of it, I'm going to put it right about there. And then we're going to pop this up on dimensionals. And then we're going to tie a bow, and then we'll be done. And then y'all can get back to whatever it is you need to do on a Tuesday night besides watching me. But I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I get excited until I have a snafu, and then everything goes whoop, right? But anyways, it's all right. Everything works out in the end. All right, so we're going to place this. I'm just going to place it on here in the center. Let me get it down here where y'all can see. So I'm just going to place it like right about there. Whoops, if I can get it in there. I'm trying to look. Hang on a minute. I'm going to hold it up so I can see it first. Yeah, I think that looks good. All right, and now we're going to tie, we'll use some of our twine. This is the beige twine, and we're going to tie, I don't think I need one that big. We're going to tie a bow, and we'll attach that with a glue dot. And we'll just tie a bow, and you can make your bow as big or as little as you would like. Since it's kind of a small circle, I guess I'll make mine a little bit smaller. And we'll tighten it. I think that'll be good. So let's just trim the tails there. And I'm going to take a dimensional, good Lord, a glue dot, and I'm going to roll it up into a little ball. And I'm going to set it on the heart, kind of towards the bottom. Well, if everything's sticking to me, what is up with that? Get in there, stay. It doesn't want to listen. Like my dog. Okay, that's I probably should have cut that in half, but that's okay. We're going to add our bow right to that. So let me punch that down there. There's our coffee cup. Isn't that awesome? All right, let me bring the other cards in so y'all can see what we did. Hang on a minute. And those that came in late, you can go back and watch the replay. All right, we've got, actually, this is, oh, it's not showing. Okay, so here's the first card. That's, let me bring it down. That's the fun fold that we did. So there's that one. And then here is the other one that we did. Hang on, let me get the one with the envelope. We did the envelope with this one. And this is the one that opens like that. And then opens like this. And you actually could put a gift card in there, because you put this belly band on it, it's going to hold it in place. And then when you mail it or give it to them, so let me pull that back on there. And we'll slide that down, and then we have a matching envelope for that one. So there you go. Isn't this, let me bring this down because y'all can't see that. Let me bring it down, I apologize. Isn't this the cutest? Love these cards. Aren't they gorgeous? I just love them. I hope y'all enjoyed this evening, and my apologies for whatever the fluky thing was. I greatly appreciate you spending your Tuesday evening with me, and I guess I will see you. I don't think I have anything Friday. I don't think we have anything else the rest of this week, but I may pop in. Who knows? All right, everyone. Thank you again for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you have somebody that likes to craft, please share, if you will, or at least give them my, they can join my VIP group on Facebook, or if you're on YouTube, you're welcome to invite them to watch me. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you need to purchase any of these supplies, if you're not working with a current demonstrator or whatever, you are welcome to visit my online store, and I should have all the information is below in the link of the video. So thank you again. Have a great rest of the week. And